In this tutorial I'm going to show you the second part of the addition formulae. In this one we're looking at the expansion of cos alpha plus beta and also cos alpha minus beta. And the expansions are as follows. Again, it's the only difference really here is the fact that the plus on in the brackets becomes a minus when you expand it, and vice versa, a minus and then a plus. So you've got cos alpha plus beta becomes cos alpha cos beta minus sin alpha sin beta. Now I'll just show you one example how to use these formulas. A question might say something along the lines if sinA equals 4/5 and sinB equals 3/5, then it might ask you to try and work out what is the value of, find the value of cos A plus B. So a way to do this is, first of all, you expand out this bracket. So cos A plus B can be rewritten as cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. If we look back up at the question, it says here that sin A is 4/5 and sin B is 3/5. So that's all fine. There's sin A and there's sin B, but we're not told what cos A and cos B is. So again, it's the same as in one of the previous tutorials. You've got to draw a little triangle, a right angle triangle, and we'll call this here angle A. So if that's angle A, that means this here, so that's the right angle, which means this is the hypotenuse, this is the opposite, and this would be the adjacent. From your cosA days, you should remember that. And with that, you can now say that the sine of A is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse. Now we're told from the question that the sine of A is 4/5, which means that 4 must be the opposite and 5 must be the hypotenuse. So we can write in here that O must be 4 and the H must be 5. And that there is again, so it's a right angle triangle, and it's actually also going to be one of these Pythagorean triples, which means that this one must be 3. And if you're not sure how that works, you can just do 5 squared, take away 4 squared, and do the square root of that, and you'll end up with the square root of 9, which is 3. So that means we can work out from here that the cos of A, which is going to be the adjacent over the hypotenuse, is going to be 3/5. Adjacent is 3, hypotenuse is 5, so cos A is 3/5. And we're already told that this one is 4/5. And then we can do the same for the other bit of information about angle B. Draw yourself another right angle triangle. Angle B. There's our right angle, which means that this one over here is the hypotenuse. Our angle's there, that's the opposite, and this is the adjacent here. So this time we're told that sin B is equal to 3/5, which is the opposite over the hypotenuse. So sin B equals the opposite over the hypotenuse, which we were given as 3/5. So O is 3 and H is 5. And again, with this information we can work out the adjacent by using Pythagoras, and we get 4. So we can write down the cos of B is going to be 4/5, the adjacent over the hypotenuse, which is 4/5. Okay, let's go back down to the question. So we're trying to work out what cos A plus B is going to be. So we've expanded it. And now we've got all the information we need to put into this expansion. cosA is this one here, which is 3/5. We're multiplying that by cosB, which is 4/5. We're then taking away sinA, which is 4/5. And we're also times that by sinB, which is 3/5. And it looks like this is all going to cancel out, so we're going to 3 times 4 is 12 over 25. 12 over 25. And again, this one here, 4 times 3, 12 over 25. So we end up with 0. So cos A plus B equals 0. Okay, I hope that helps with that. Just one thing I was thinking about there. While doing it. So if cos A plus B equals 0, let me try that down. So that means that the angle must be 0 as well. That's a very strange thing. Let's look at that. So we've got cos A, the cosine graph comes down. Oh no, it's not. There we go. That's right. So it's going to be 90 degrees then. So that means if you add those two angles together, so if you want to work out what A plus B is, we can do the inverse cos of 0, which would give us 90 degrees. Or this one over here, the next one, which would be 270 degrees. But it doesn't ask you for that. I was just thinking about that. So there we go. That's working out the exact value of cos A plus B using the addition formula.